Another day, another battle with Tom over his history homework. I swear, sometimes it feels like I'm back in high school myself, trying to remember the dates of the French Revolution.
Tell me about it. Lily was asking why the sky is blue for the 10th time this week, and I found myself pulling out my old physics textbook. Good thing she eventually moved on to asking if elephants can fly.
At least your battles are with curiosity. Mine are with apathy. He just doesn't seem to care about history. Or English. Or anything that isn't connected to his video games.
It's a challenge, isn't it? This whole family education thing. When we first had kids, I pictured it as reading bedtime stories and helping with the occasional math problem. I didn't quite envision myself as a full-time academic support system, a guidance counselor, and a motivational speaker all rolled into one.
Exactly. And it's not just academics, is it? We're also supposed to be instilling values, teaching them about the world, how to be good people. It feels like a monumental task sometimes, like we're constantly on duty.
I suppose that's the core of family education, though. It's not just about what they learn in school, but everything else. How to manage their emotions, how to treat others, understanding responsibility. Lily helped me in the garden today, pulling weeds. She was so proud. That's an education, too.
Absolutely. I saw her little face absolutely beaming. But then, on the other hand, Tom left his bike out in the rain again, despite us asking him a dozen times not to. It's like some lessons just don't stick.
Maybe it's a marathon, not a sprint. We keep repeating, keep reinforcing. What do you think is the most important thing we teach them at home, beyond the school curriculum?
I'd say critical thinking. Not just what to think, but how to think. How to question, how to analyze, how to form their own opinions. With so much information and misinformation flying around these days, it's more crucial than ever. I try to encourage Lily to ask why, constantly, even when my patience is thin. And with Tom, I try to get him to think beyond the surface level of whatever news clip or social media post he's showing me.
I agree with critical thinking. And closely related, for me, it's resilience. The ability to bounce back when things don't go their way, to learn from mistakes, to not give up. Tom getting a bad grade or Lily not being picked for a game at school, these are opportunities to teach them how to cope, how to try harder next time, or how to find a different path. We can't shield them forever.
That's a tough one, though. My instinct is always to fix things for them, especially for Lily, to make everything smooth. But I know that's not really helping them in the long run. Remember when Lily tried to build that elaborate Lego castle and it kept collapsing? She was so frustrated. But then she watched a YouTube video, tried a different technique, and eventually got it. I almost stepped in a dozen times.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. She learned persistence, problem solving, and the value of seeking out information. All self-directed. That's what we want to foster, isn't it? That internal drive to learn and improve. How do we encourage that without pushing too hard?
That's the million-dollar question for me, especially with Tom. How do we make learning appealing when it feels like a chore to him? I've tried everything with his history documentaries, historical fiction books, even visiting that old fort last summer. He seemed mildly interested for about 10 minutes, and then it was back to asking if we could leave.
With Tom, I think we have to find his entry point. What does he care about? He's obsessed with strategy games. Maybe there's a way to connect history to military strategy, or the evolution of technology and warfare, or even the narratives of heroes and villains that resonate with game lore. It's about finding those bridges, rather than forcing him down a path he perceives as boring.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about framing it quite like that. It's almost like translating the subject into a language he understands. What about Lily? She's so eager to learn anything right now. How do we keep that flame alive without overwhelming her or directing her too much?
With Lily, it's about providing opportunities and resources, and letting her explore. If she's interested in space, we get her library books, watch documentaries together, maybe even visit a planetarium. But we don't necessarily sign her up for advanced astrophysics classes. It's about nurturing that natural curiosity, creating an environment where asking questions and trying new things is celebrated, not just tolerated.
And managing the screen time in all of this. That's another huge component of family education in the modern age. I worry so much about the constant digital input, how it's shaping their attention spans and their social interactions. We try to limit it, but it feels like a losing battle sometimes, especially with Tom and his friends.
It is a battle, but a necessary one. We need to teach them digital literacy, too, how to discern reliable sources, how to be responsible online citizens, understanding the permanence of their digital footprint. It's not just about restricting, but about educating them to navigate that world safely and intelligently. We can't just ban it. We have to equip them.
You're right. It's a life skill now, just like balancing a checkbook used to be, though I doubt they'll ever need to do that. What about our role in teaching them about work ethic and responsibility? Lily is great at her chores, but Tom? It's like pulling teeth to get him to do anything beyond what's absolutely necessary.
That comes back to resilience and self-sufficiency. We can't do everything for them. They need to understand that contributing to the household, managing their own belongings, taking responsibility for their actions, these are fundamental parts of being a family member and eventually an independent adult. Maybe we need to be clearer about consequences when responsibilities aren't met, rather than just nagging.
Clearer consequences. I thought about that. I'm probably guilty of stepping in too often or just doing it myself to avoid an argument. It's quicker in the short term, but it's not teaching them anything. I remember my dad making me re-mow the lawn if I did a shoddy job. I hated it then. But I learned.
Exactly. Natural consequences within reason, and allowing them to make mistakes and learn from them. The scraped knee from running too fast, the lost toy from not putting it away. These are small lessons that build up to bigger ones. Our job is to be there to support and guide, not to prevent every fall.
It's a constant tightrope walk, isn't it? How much support, how much freedom, how much guidance, how much allowing them to figure things out. Sometimes I feel completely unqualified for this job.
We all do. But we're a team, and we're learning alongside them. That's part of our family education, too, learning how to be better parents. We talk about it, we adjust, we try again tomorrow. The most important thing we can give them, I think, is a home where they feel safe to learn, to fail, and to grow. A place where curiosity is sparked and supported.
A safe harbor. And leading by example, I suppose. If we're always learning, always curious, always trying to improve ourselves, then hopefully they'll pick up on that. I started that online course last month, and Lily keeps asking me about what I'm studying. That's probably more impactful than any lecture I could give her.
Definitely. Our actions speak louder than our words. Our love for reading, our interest in the world, our willingness to admit when we don't know something and then go find the answer. That's all part of the unspoken curriculum of family education. It's less about grand lessons and more about the cumulative effect of daily interactions, shared experiences, and a consistent atmosphere of learning and respect.
So, no more lecturing Tom about the importance of the French Revolution for the future of democratic thought?
Absolutely. Every cheese-laden, bread-deficient sandwich is a step towards independence. We're doing okay, Alina. We're giving them the best foundation we can.
I hope so. It's the most important job we'll ever have, and probably the most challenging.
And the most rewarding. Now, about those flying elephants. I think we need a new book for Lily's bedtime story.